I see you have found My Prog Rock Show where I talk about, you guessed it, progressive rock. So don't go anywhere. Seriously though, don't go anywhere. Hi, my name is Steve Maz, and I'd like to welcome you to My Prog Rock Show. My hope is to share background information on the genre and talk about what made it so great. But first, I'd like to tackle a few questions about progressive rock. Like, what is progressive rock? Where did it come from? Why I love progressive rock so much, and what I want to accomplish on this channel. So what makes me qualified to share this information with you? Well, nothing. I'm a fan of the music just like you. I have an extensive collection of mostly 70s progressive rock. I am also well read on the topic, so I'll be sure to cite sources as well as draw on a handful of personal experiences. I also consider myself to be a failed prog rock keyboardist. Come on. Seriously, come on. Let's dive right in. So what is progressive rock? To me, progressive rock is like music that makes up the rules as it goes along, or perhaps just breaks the rules altogether. For instance, a wide range of instruments could be used from flutes to synthesizers. Non-traditional time signatures were heard all over progressive rock. For instance, Pink Floyd's Money is in 7/4. Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Tarkus is 10/8/5/4. And let's not forget the blending of different genres. Speaking of which, prog rock includes a broad spectrum of styles. Inspiration came from several different sources. The influence of classical music is heard from bands like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Yes, and Renaissance. So literally, bands were pushing music forward by looking backwards. Folk was taken to whole new levels by bands like Jethro Tull, The Strawbs, and Griffin. Jazz was explored by the likes of Frank Zappa, Mahavishnu Orchestra, and Colosseum. Even geographic regions and different nationalities had an impact on progressive rock, like Italy's Il Italiano Progressivo, Germany's Krautrock, and France's Zool. For this reason, prog encompasses so many different subgenres. Subgenres include symphonic, heavy prog, prog folk, canterbury, jazz fusion, avant-garde, and this is just to name a few. This led to very few prog rock bands sounding alike. 1,000 different prog bands could take the music 1,000 different directions. So where did progressive rock come from? Several different factors can be attributed to the birth and development of prog rock. In short, the increasing popularity of the long player or LP record was a major factor. In the late 60s, LPs began outselling singles. Groups began writing music for the format, allowing the music to breathe and expand on themes, leading to albums centered around fully fleshed out concepts. For example, Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues is an album that takes the listener from morning until night, and Procol Harum's second album, Shine On Brightly, features a sidelong concept named And Held 'Twas an I. Luckily, record companies were giving freedom to the bands, allowing them to experiment and not dictating what they thought would sell. Credit also has to be given to the psychedelic movement by bands like Pink Floyd. The freakouts caused by psychedelic music began to evolve into something more sophisticated. Some even called it taking rock to college. Let's also not forget about the technological advancements of the synthesizer. The Mellotron began adding orchestral-type sounds to rock, and the Moog's potential seemed limitless. Why do I love progressive rock? One word keeps popping up when I continue to research progressive rock: maligned. This means to be spiteful or critical of something. Another word, pretentious. This means attempting to impress by affecting greater importance, talent, culture than is actually possessed. Come on, really? Let's face it. People are apprehensive about things they may not understand. The reasons why people dislike the genre are probably the same reasons why I love it. First of all, the music is complex. with many layers. I love separating each instrument in a song to understand how they interact with one another. I do prefer to listen to my progressive rock in surround sound, which truly immerses the listener into every note. The music is also more cerebral, usually with a deeper meaning and more pronounced imagery. The musicianship, you can't beat the musicianship. These musicians were nothing short of virtuosos. And the keyboards. The keyboards add so much depth to the music. I always wondered why people complained about self-indulgence. I love when bands would show off their skills in extended instrumental passages. Why wouldn't they? If you have the talent, then use it. Show it off. There is nothing like listening to an epic long song for the first time and not knowing where the song is going to take you. Most of the time, it takes several listens to figure it out. This gives it a lot of replay value. How many times can you listen to the same 3-minute pop song before you move on to the next one to get your fix? As a progressive rock listener, I feel like the music is unforgettable, and I couldn't live without it. It isn't just about the music either. Album covers became a companion piece to the music. How many of you listened to a prog rock album and stared at the cover art? Like all of us? Artists like Roger Dean, William Neal, Paul Whitehead, and the duo from Hypnosis, Audrey Powell and Storm Thurgerson, they all gave us a visual perspective to the music. What is this channel all about? My hope is that this channel will explore some prime examples of progressive rock and perhaps examples that are not so well known. There are many people behind the scenes that also need to be credited. I'd also like to focus on the visual aspect of prog rock through my art collection. As the music was getting more experimental, so was the art. The covers became more than just a photo of a band by reflecting the concepts and moods found in the grooves of the vinyl itself. One point I do want to get across is to support your favorite prog band or artist. Purchase their music, whether it be a CD, a record, downloading it, whatever. Also visit their website and look at their official merchandise. Help keep progressive rock alive and keep these bands going. So why do you love progressive rock? If you have any suggestions to what you'd like to see on this channel, then let me know in the comments section below. If you have enjoyed what you have watched, then please give this video a like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, then you are certainly more than welcome to exercise your freedom and give it a dislike. Thank you for watching. Did I do it? Did I shoot my first video?